Welcome back to another video here on this channel. If you are new to this channel, my name is Juliet. This channel is all about personal development, advancement, and growth. If you are someone that's looking to become the best version of yourself, you came to the right channel. And definitely, if you really want your life to be changed, this is where it's at. We all know how it feels to want to give up. We all know how it feels. Devastating, ready to throw in the towel, feeling like that season isn't gonna pass. But I can tell you, on the next side of you pushing and you doing what's required, the results are gonna come. You are no exception to what the Bible says when it says, as long as the earth remains, seed time, harvest, summer, winter, day and night will never cease. You're no exception to it. Just as the plants, you put a plant in the ground at a certain time, in months, probably years, it'll produce fruit. It'll produce whatever is supposed to come from it. It produces. Humans are no exception to that rule. So today we're going to discuss people who never gave up and became successful. They succeeded. Some of the persons I'm going to talk about, they've already passed on, but their legacy still lives on because of the actions that they did while they were here on earth. So let's get into the first person. So the first person we're going to talk about is Walt Disney. Everybody knows about Disney World. I myself, I've never been to Disney World before, but everybody knows about Disney World. So Walt Disney was fired from his job. Fired from his job because his editor felt like he lacked imagination. You can imagine firing Walt Disney. But see, he needed to be fired. He needed to be fired because that's not where he was supposed to be. And he got fired at a young age. You know, sometimes as young persons, we feel like when things ain't working out in our lives, we ready to give up, we ready to throw in the towel. But you got to realize that even though all the time I say on this channel that we don't know when it's our time, but we're still young. So we have to go through series of rejections. Rejections are part of life. People disappointing you are part of life. Those things are part of life. So what Walt Disney went through was something that he needed to go through. And as he kept working on his craft, developing what it is that he wanted, look at how Disney World how Disney World has developed into such a big amusement park. This is years after Walt Disney is gone. But see, the one thing that he had was vision. He knew where he wanted his life to go. He was sure that he was going to get there. Even if he don't be here to see it come to pass, he was sure. I gotta take off these glasses. Even if he wasn't here to see that it came to pass, because he wasn't here when Space Mountain came, when they dedicated Space Mountain, he wasn't here. But he was the one who told his architects to create it this way. So the second person we're going to talk about is Oprah Winfrey. Everybody know Oprah, right? Everybody know Oprah. And Oprah literally set the stage for black people to be on TV as talk show hosts. She paved the way, basically, for black women especially to be TV hosts, to show that our skin color could make it on a television. So Oprah was fired from a job at a young age as well, in her 20s. But you see, she was an Oprah Winfrey yet. She was an Oprah Winfrey yet. But even though she was fired, that did not stop her determination from keep on, to keep going, to keep pushing to what it is that she wanted. She wanted to be a talk show host. She wanted to be a really big talk show host. Oprah is now worth $3 billion. $3 billion. And this is all because she never gave up. She never gave up. The third person we're going to talk about is Sidney Poitier. We all know Sidney Poitier. The bridge, the Paradise Island Bridge, is named after him. Sidney Poitier, in his first audition, he messed up. And because he messed up, the director said, mm-mm, we're not going to take you. That didn't stop him. What he did was kept on perfecting his craft. And we all know how heavy sometimes Bahamian accent can be. He had a very heavy Bahamian accent. Especially older folks, their Bahamian accent is very heavy. And he had to perfect being able to say words correctly in the English language. He had to perfect his craft. Sidney Poitier went on to be one of the first black actors and one of the first Bahamian actors to win Best Actor at the Academy Awards. And today, we still remember Sidney Poitier. We still remember what he did. And the last and very person I'm going to talk about, because this is not going to be a long video, the last person I'm going to talk about, and even in death, Miles Monroe is my mentor. He helped me to understand the Bible in such a different way that I don't see it the way that I saw it growing up, going to church, you know, with Christianity. Miles Monroe was the sixth child out of 11 kids. He said that he slept on the floor, roaches crawling over them. From then, all the odds were already against him because, you know, he black. Growing up in the 70s, being told by teachers that, hey, you look like a monkey, you're retarded, and these are teachers, you know. Imagine hearing that from somebody who was supposed to teach you, who was supposed to help you. And growing up in a very poor area, he still never gave up. He still succeeded because he had a vision for his life. He saw where he wanted his life to go. And because of that, years later, we are still talking about Miles Monroe. His legacy continues to live on. But one thing in common about all these people is that they never gave up. They never gave up because they had a vision of where their life, of where they wanted their life to go. You know why a lot of people give up at the first sign of defeat? It's because they're not serious about their vision. They're not serious about where they want their life to go. You see, when you have a vision for your life, you start acting as if you already have it. You start expecting to get whatever that is. Your actions will always align with whatever it is that you believe. So if you don't believe in your vision, your actions are not going to align with your vision. You got to get serious, man. Why are you giving up at the first sign of defeat? And I know sometimes, you know, those defeats is slap in your face. But sometimes you need those rejections. You need those defeats. You need those things because they are training ground. They're training ground. And I was listening to a live yesterday. By the time y'all see this video, it won't be yesterday. But I was listening to a live and it was talking about David and, you know, David becoming king. His process from him being anointed to becoming king. And y'all know I was talking about David becoming king. And in every part of where David was on his journey to becoming king, there were a lot of things he was dealing with, a lot of defeats he was dealing with. But see, that was training ground. God needed to put him through those things because he needed to know if he could trust him with more. See, you have a vision for your life and you want that vision, but you don't want the things that come along with it to get you to that vision. How you want God? You telling God you want to be a multimillionaire, but you got to be able to manage what you have right now. You got to be able to manage what it is that you have right now. I don't remember what chapter in the Bible this is or what book in the Bible this is, but it says if you are faithful over the little, God will make you rule over much. You know, and that's just straightforward. You go through these little tests because God want to know that if I put her in this position, if I put him in this position, if I could trust him. If I could trust him, And because you give up at the first sign of what looks like defeat, because sometimes it ain't even defeat, it's just someone testing you to see how bad you really want it. If you give up at the first sign of defeat, God's saying they ain't really want it. So how bad you want it? How bad you want to get to that vision that you have? Are you going to give up at the first sign of defeat? Or are you going to keep going so that you could succeed and be like these people that I've talked about today? Your story may not be the same as them, don't get me wrong. Nobody's story is ever going to be the same. But I can guarantee you, if you want to be successful, there are going to be many times that defeat hits your door. Just to check and see, do you really want it? So that's all for this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel below. And see you guys in the next video.